All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome into Jet Force Gemini, or as you might notice, is actually Start Wins, which is for some reason the Japanese name. Not sure why, but my name's Serenmew. We got a remote comm. My buddy Fultz is on commentary. Fultz, how you doing?
Hello, I'm Fultz. I also run this game.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, there's about four of us, so
Yeah.
one other person was available, so that's good. Unfortunately, not here live with us, but maybe next year.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone else in Europe that runs this,
Yeah, I don't think
or at
so.
least runs it all the time.
Dan was around here, but yeah. Anyways, we're gonna get started here. Unfortunately, we don't get to watch the fantastic intro cutscene, but we'll have plenty of cutscenes, so don't worry about that. So time will start, and 3, 2, 1, go. Yay! Really glad that we can run on EverDrive because I woke up this morning and realized I did not have my cartridge. So luckily came prepared with the, the EverDrive. Yeah, I was talking to some other runners and I'm like, yeah, I don't have my game. And they're like, oh, it's fine. I'm not running on an actual cartridge either. It's like, yes. Leaderboard mods might not be happy if I PB, but you know. Either way, we are running Mizar 1 today, so we're not going to actually beat the game, which is pretty much the intended playthrough process for everybody that played this as a kid. Pretty much nobody actually beat this game because it's an insanely long collectathon if you've ever played Donkey Kong 64. Also by Rare, makes great games, but this era they like to put collectibles pretty much everywhere, and they don't give you any sort of indication where any of the collectibles are in this game, really. So it's a huge scavenger hunt. Pretty much nobody ever finishes it. But yeah, luckily we don't have to do that today. We just go for speed, we go for killing some ants, and that's about it. Getting through the levels as fast as possible.
Don't even need to save the bears.
Yeah, no. And we like to shoot our friends, too. It's really important.
Yeah, so if you shoot the AI before they talk to you, then you can skip by them without them talking to you.
Yeah, there's a lot of cutscenes in this game, and most of them aren't skippable. But the ones that are skippable are really easy. You either just shoot your allies, or you just run around them.
But the reason we actually play on the Japanese card isn't really for the text, it's just because it allows you to skip a couple cutscenes.
Yeah, it's mostly just the like intro to planet cutscenes, right?
Yeah, the landing, or yeah, just the landing cutscenes for there's a lot more you skip in any percent, but in Mizar 1 it's just a couple.
Yeah. At first I thought it was the intro cutscene, and then Jimmy let me know that I'm just dumb and you can actually skip that on English. But yeah, so there are a lot of planets in this game, and we play through most of them in this category. There's 3 characters you play as. You play as Vela, Lupus, and Juno. And they have 3 separate paths, so you start on a different planet or spaceship as each character, and you kind of progress in a line towards the final stage of the game, where we fight Mizar. So it's called Mizar 1 because it's the first Mizar fight. But yeah, once you reach that fight and you kill the boss, it triggers a whole new cutscene where Mizar, for some reason, flies on an asteroid to blow up Earth, and it's actually a space station inside the asteroid. I'm not really sure what's going on. The storyline of this game is kind of convoluted, and I don't think even the writers knew what they were doing, but yeah.
Yeah, and then you have to rebuild a spaceship that takes you to the asteroid,
yeah,
basically.
Because your spaceships aren't fast enough, so you have to build a faster spaceship. But to build the faster spaceship, you have to go around to a bunch of planets and collect parts. It's a little bit interesting, but either way.
It keeps the game going, I guess.
Yeah,
but
we managed to snipe that sniper drone there to open this Life Force door. It's actually...
You got him first shot.
That's first 4. It counts in this game. If you hit within like 4 shots, it's basically first shot. The controls are pretty
basically
difficult.
First shot.
But yeah, I might get in trouble with one of the leaderboard mods because their only active leaderboard mod, because he recently found out, you know, it's like 10 seconds faster if you kill the 4 ants on the ground there and just go through the door instead of taking that little detour. But the issue with this game and stuff like that is there's so much variance in how the enemies move. Like if you watch maybe a game like Link to the Past or something like that, there's like various different ways where you can like clear a certain room depending on how the enemies move. So you really have to react to that. So it's just kind of a safety strat. It's something that you don't have to really worry about. That sniper drone's always going to be in the same spot.
Yeah, it's a little more consistent. I find, especially with the pistol, it's hard to take out all those blue drones without them like laying on the ground.
Yeah. We'll definitely experience some not dead yets before we're done here.
Yeah, they'll lay on the ground and you have to shoot them another time to get them to actually die.
Yeah. So we got the red key for Magnus. He let us know that our partner Vela came through a little bit ago, but she's gone now. She left us the red key. For some reason, didn't collect the machine gun herself. Decided to just go board an enemy ship with a pistol because Jet Force isn't very efficient or smart. We don't really plan ahead. But we're going to go ahead and collect this machine gun here and just do a little quick death warp to get back to the beginning of the room faster. And then progress through this level. Kind of like the intro beginner, teach you how to use the game, teach you how to use keys, teach you how to use these machine gun doors that you only use twice. Okay, yeah, good.
Very accurate.
Yeah. Aiming in this game is super fun. I tell my friends all the time, like, this is a great game. You should try it out. It's got this huge universe. The art's really good for the N64. The gameplay is great. Unfortunately, the controls are a third-person shooter on an N64 controller, so yeah.
Yeah, I feel like most people that play this game nowadays have a hold up with the controls a bit. Even back in the day, I remember like it being kind of awkward.
I actually never had this game growing up, but my friend did, and whenever I'd go over to his house, I'd always want to play the multiplayer, and he would always refuse because he said the controls were too bad, so it's definitely not a modern day issue.
Yeah, I used to play quite a bit of multiplayer on this game.
Luckily, that big drone died really quickly. You can just get really bad RNG, and he'll just lay on the ground for like, I don't know, 10 seconds, and you have to wait for him to die.
So here he's gonna shoot down a bunch of flying drones here. I guess one thing we didn't really mention is that there's the Life Force stores. They only have like a certain number of drones you have to defeat, like specific ones to open. So here, like, he only needed to kill those flying drones there. But sometimes it's all of them, but most of the time it's just like certain ones.
Yeah, Life Force stores are really weird. Playing through the game, normally you just kill everything in the room. But if we did that in there, we would actually have a pretty bad time because it would open another door and you have to watch another cutscene.
So the goal there is normally to try to get them all as they're flying up. Doesn't always happen.
Yeah, I made a major no-no. You don't want to go through some doors. So basically the fastest way to run in this game is strafe running. It's kind of like GoldenEye, where you're going to be, holding the strafe button and, a diagonal on your joystick to try to move at an angle. Basically you use like two different types of movement at once to get a little bit of a speed boost, but if you enter a door in a certain way, like if you're holding a certain direction on the joystick, some doors will actually modify your position when you're exiting a door. So you'll come out of an entrance where you might be normally straight on, you'll be like tilted to the left. So if there's enemies that you normally pre-aim, you're going to be really messed up, like I was there. But that's okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of times we kind of have setups for what we do immediately after it loads the next room, and that can really screw it up if you are placed in a different position.
So, this is the first of the exciting cutscenes we get to watch. This is actually one of the shorter ones. So if you like cutscenes, if you like movies, especially ones with like extremely pixelated 1999 era graphics, this is definitely the speedrun for you. Mizar 1 it's kind of like GSR and OOT. You're just constantly watching cutscenes over and over again. But the gameplay is all really good. You're not, wandering around collecting a bunch of random objects. It's really good for beginners as well. Most people who start running this game will learn Mizar 1 first, just because it's pretty easy to pick up.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier than any percent to learn. Fun here is just got to clear out all the drones here. It's always good to take out that purple guy early because he takes a while to die. So you want to make sure he starts dying before all the rest.
And this is everyone's favorite room right here because there's just ants strewn across this room. And what I was talking about earlier, the ants will just run in random directions. They can just play Ring Around the Rosie here for, I don't know, however long they really feel like it. Like this guy over here is luckily just standing still, which is kind of weird. They're both standing still, which is not normal. But they just have minds of their own. Sometimes they'll just run straight at the walls. They really
there's like a general path they take, but they kind of veer off it quite often.
Yeah.
So this is a machine gun capacity crate he's gonna pick up. That'll increase his machine gun ammo to 300, or his total.
Yeah, and there's some ants back there, but like we were talking about before, we could just ignore them because we know which ants we have to kill, and it's just these ones over here. There's a nice worker ant that just gets caught in the crossfire. I don't know, they're all evil. They all kill bears. We don't want that.
Yeah.
And
killing bears is bad.
Yeah, I mean, it depends who you ask in the community. Some people are fans of killing the bears, which is kind of cursed. I'm not really sure why. They think the bears are the evil people, even though they're the ones that are being enslaved. But you know, well, that's a story for another day.
It's because the bears can ruin any percent runs. But yeah,
for speedrunning, they're not so nice. Because you have to collect every single bear in the game. Basically, there's these little bears scattered around the levels, and you run through them, and they teleport to your ship or whatever. And you need to collect every single one of them to actually beat the game, which they don't tell you until you clear all the levels, collect a bunch of ship parts. So in any percent, we're collecting every single bear, but they can also die. So you can kill them, enemies can kill them. You're launching rockets everywhere. And obviously, if you have to replay an entire level, it can get extremely messy. So
yeah, because you have to collect them all in one run of a level. You can't just come back for them. So if one dies, you have to restart the entire level.
I can't remember exactly what's happening in this cutscene, but something about Vela getting captured, and Lupus for some reason can't save her, even though all you have to do is kill a couple bugs and blow up a switch door. He just kind of gives up.
I think she says something like she told Lupus to go on ahead or something like that.
Yeah. And that big blue ship is actually a, I think they call it like a drone generator, but then they don't really elaborate on that, so allegedly that creates drones, but we go there later and don't see anything like that, so I'm not really sure what that's all about. But Vela's letting us know that she's going to go hop on the segment, which is this big red starship, and try to get somewhere. I'm not really sure. She's going a different path for whatever reason. But yeah, we're going to go on ahead to Tafrit, which is an interesting level. It's one of the reasons why the ant apologists side with Mizar instead of the bears. We'll see why in a minute. All right, so getting another exciting takeoff sequence. I can't wait till later. The later part of this run is very special. Kind of controversial within the community, even though we're like 4 members. I think some people are even running like all characters or something like that. It's like, I don't know if it's like a...
Yeah, that was that's a new one. Yeah.
It feels like almost like a protest, because the end of this run has a lot of cutscenes, and you know, having a lot of cutscenes at the end of the run is fine, but the ending of this run is a little bit comical. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we're on Tafrit, which is basically a giant swamp, and there's zombie bugs everywhere for some reason. Who knows why?
So the most important part here is we're going to get the tri-rocket launcher, which is the most fun weapon in the game.
It's
also dangerous.
It's OP. It's so good.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't even touch on the plasma shotgun that we skipped in the last level. There's actually a gun that you're supposed to get in the last level called the plasma shotgun, but it's just so comically useless and bad. It actually is like just terrible to get, because the way you cycle through weapons in this game is hitting A and B, and you have this wheel. So if you collect a useless weapon or item, then you basically just have to scroll past that every single time you want to switch your gun, which is a big no-no. I actually got bullied pretty hard in my first run ever because I got the plasma shotgun, and I still haven't lived it down, unfortunately. But yeah, we're going to meet Jeff for the first time in the run, who's for some reason staring at the sky. Never seen that. He's going to give us the tri-rockets. Big beginner mistake here is to keep spamming A, and you'll actually tell him to show you what happened, and he'll trigger a whole like dramatic flashback cutscene where he shows you that he got really angry because he came back here, saw the ants taking over this planet, which is basically like it was the last stronghold of the bears, I guess, was their last colony. So he got really mad and tried to kill them with magic, but then he accidentally turned the entire planet into like zombies. So yeah, that's why people say they don't like Jeff. You know, it's definitely speedrunning reasons, but
also because he won't give us the stabilizer unless we save all the bears.
Yeah. So this room's pretty difficult. Obviously, if you're playing through this casually, you're going to be wanting to kill all these things flying over the walls, because there's a life force door at the end. But yeah, there's only one group of enemies you actually have to kill, and it's definitely the hardest one. It's more of those really fast flying drones that we fought at the end of Goldwood, which are actually really deadly. Like, if you actually let them fly at you, they will kill you in like a second, which is why they always have an invincibility next to them. But that's slow, so we're just going to run at them and shoot and hope for the best. It'll probably
Yeah, he kind of has his crosshairs already pointed up to be ready to kill them when they spawn in here.
Yeah.
And hopefully he's going to get them before they fly away too much.
Yeah.
That was still pretty alright.
I think I got him, yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Whew. Those are actually like super tricky to get, because if you miss them in that first wave, they literally just fly through the walls and they'll hang out there for a long time. But yeah, if you haven't realized that this is a Rareware game yet, we're on a mission now where we have to return this guy's pants because he lost them somehow and they got thrown into a tree. I actually looked for those for like probably 2 hours in my first casual playthrough this game because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't follow any directions. But yeah,
I don't even know if he mentions like
he does.
Where to even look for them.
He says
Okay.
they stole my pants and they threw them in a tree, and that's your only hint. But yeah, we're gonna meet Gimlet here in this ruined. I think we call it a town hall. I'm not sure who named that, but
yeah, I think Jimmy named it that. I called it a church at first.
And no breakdancing from Gimlet today, which is kind of sad. Sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of. Yeah, the NPCs like to kind of spin around to try to find you when you talk to them, and sometimes they don't quite work right, and they'll just kind of keep spinning around for a little while. That's another thing too, is when you're talking to NPCs, you can mash A fast enough, and if you hit the right frame, it'll like skip a bunch of their dialogue.
Sorry, I got super excited.
Not
I got
exactly sure.
Jump. That jump is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I practiced that a ridiculous amount today. I practiced that probably like 15-20 minutes. I think I did like the final boss fight one time. Probably not the smartest practice routine, but
oh, perfect, great practice.
Yep.
So here he's collecting a bunch of robot parts, which he'll use to revive his friend Floyd here at the end. And then doing some death warps to get him back to the entrance quicker.
Yeah.
The tri-rockets make it a lot easier to do death warps.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't just clip through the walls here using explosives or anything like that, because the other ship part is actually right through those bars there that we just got. But
you killed a tribal, Saren.
Didn't happen.
I saw you.
I had to kill one for Jimmy. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna meet Floyd now, and I promise I won't watch the cutscene. I watched the cutscene yesterday, and I felt really stupid. If you just go up to this guy and hit A, he just shows you a super long cutscene, which is actually kind of brutal.
Yeah.
I actually don't want to go into detail because it sounds worse than it is. But basically,
he sacrifices himself.
Yeah, he sacrifices himself to save
Travels.
Yeah, we'll just say that.
Yeah. Okay, so this one's kind of we got to set up to hopefully kill all these drones on the top of this wall right away.
I'm just gonna shoot like 7 rockets and hope for the best. Oh
yeah,
nice.
I don't know if exactly that lined up. Yeah. So if he had got that, it would pretty much kill all of them right as they spawned in. But since it didn't, he has to kind of try to find where they are.
We're gonna go again. Come on.
Gonna try again.
Yeah. If you miss that, it's like so annoying to back up.
Yeah, it's hard.
Oh no. Okay. If I didn't get that, that's gonna be really sad. Okay, good. Whew.
Yeah, you got it. Oh yeah, that's how it's supposed to work. Yep.
Castle's probably like one of the hardest splits in this.
For Mizar one,
run.
especially, yeah.
Yeah. Especially because these flying guys, they can be really, really annoying. They just fly in random.
Yeah, they kind of just spray and pray at those ones. And in Castle, pretty much you have to kill all the drones in here to move forward. So it's kind of just optimizing which route you take through each room to kill the drones the fastest. In 80%, we have a few tribals we have to worry about here, but you can kind of just blow up everything.
Oh.
There's one, yeah. I guess there are those 3 flying guys there you don't have to kill for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason they just decide you don't need to kill all of them. Come on, guy. Castle's being Castle, unfortunately. Alright. So we're kind of low on tri-rockets, which is annoying. Ammo management is like extremely important to this game, and I have unfortunately failed it here, but we want to have like 7 or 8 tri-rockets here to finish off this last portion efficiently, but we'll just use the machine gun a little bit more than we would usually. Should be fine. Also gonna get this.
Gonna
get this, yeah.
Get the capacity, yeah.
I was
so a lot of times you get that, but if you're low, it's worth it.
Yeah, especially when they pull out the grenades. When they start pulling out the grenades, it gets super dangerous. Okay, yeah.
And sometimes the tri-rocket just won't kill these things because the shields block it. Most of the time, you can kill them in one shot. But yeah, anytime you're using tri-rockets in like close range, it's really easy to accidentally kill yourself.
Yep, if you take 2 direct tri-rocket blasts, you're pretty much dead. So, we got the first boss fight of the game. We got Fet Bub, which is an interesting name for a boss, but I don't think they ever really tell you that. I don't know. I think that's just like
it's only in the manual or other materials.
But we'll see how that goes. My aiming has been a little bit shoddy so far, so could be a bit monka, as they say, but maybe it'll be alright.
Yeah, you got this, no problem.
Fet Bob's is not a hard boss, so if we have trouble here, we're gonna have a lot of trouble later on.
I have trouble with his second fang because for some reason the way that it spawns bats out of there, and the bats can take the tri-rocket.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, in Mizar 1
otherwise
it's super easy because you have a ton of tri-rockets. You have like 15 tri-rockets. You don't have to save any of them, so you can just blow like 3 tri-rockets per hit, which is nice.
So he has these cycles. He'll be vulnerable. Then you have to jump over the fire ring, and then he'll be vulnerable again. Okay. Did you get it? You got it. Okay. So first it's the fangs, and then it's his antenna, and then it's his face you have to shoot.
I almost messed up the one that I said wasn't that hard. That was good.
Alright. And then 2 or 3 to the face should do it here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna use all 4 just for the ceremonial sake.
Yeah, might as well.
If it lets us. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So every single boss has like a ridiculously long death animation in this game for some reason. So we get to watch this guy explode for like a minute straight.
They're probably like, they're kind of more gruesome than you'd expect too. Like, there's a lot of bug blood sprayed everywhere.
Yeah, Rare was getting a little bit edgy in the late 90s. I mean, I think everybody knows that.
Well, this game, kind of like Conker's, actually started out as like kind of a kid-friendly shooter, and they kind of made it more edgy later on.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the effects are very similar. Like that, like splattering effect is definitely in Conker's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think like one of the swimming effects is like sound effects are in Conker's too. If I remember right.
I think this game is actually based on, out of all things, the Diddy Kong racing engine, which is kind of ridiculously weird.
Yeah, that's
like you would not
expect
expect
that. Canaris, at least. Yeah.
Canaris doesn't lie, so.
Yeah, he would never lie. It makes sense. There's a racing mini game in this game that
does not feel nearly as good as Diddy Kong Racing, unfortunately.
It's not as good as Diddy Kong Racing, but yeah. It uses like the same like style of power-ups that Diddy Kong Racing does.
All right, so we are done with most of the Juno sections. We still have a little bit of running to do as Juno later on, but we're at Mizar's Palace, so this is kind of like our final destination, at least in this category. Gonna get all the 3 characters here, get through the level with each one. Each one has a different path to the palace, and then yeah, we will be done. So it's like about a third of the way through the run now. We're gonna switch over to Vela. So this is the first use of the JP exclusive cutscene skips. We're gonna go into the map screen and switch to Vela there instead of just switching on the character select screen, and you can skip an entire landing sequence, which is I think like 30-40 seconds.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. Yeah, basically you're only supposed to be able to skip cutscenes once you've seen them before, but for some reason doing it this way, it makes it like think that you've seen it already.
All right, so we're on Sekhmet, which is a pretty short level. This is the only level that you really have like a major skip in the entire game, like whether it's any percent, 100%. There's not really a lot of glitches or tricks or clips in this game, but we're gonna do one called Sekhmet Clip, coming up here shortly.
Yeah, green key skip. I don't know what they call it, a bunch of stuff.
And once again, you get to use the wonderful pistol. That guy was showing me his booty for some reason, and none of them lied on the ground for a year, so that's good.
Yeah, that's always good.
When you're using the machine gun, you have like a lot of collateral fire and just like bullets flying everywhere. So even if, you know, they do get in that state, they end up dying really quickly. But if you're just using the pistol, they'll just lay on the ground all the time. It's unfortunate. So we're going to grab the machine gun here, and we're going to do a warp back to the beginning of the ship, and then we will do the clip, which I hopefully will get first try, but we'll see. Luckily, setting it back is really fast.
Yeah. This clip, basically, he's just going to crawl on the ground and then stand up to like get his head stuck inside the key symbol there. And then he's going to kind of spin around and just kind of clips him right through the door there.
Yeah. It's pretty easy.
That was
actually.
good first try. Yeah.
we have one like big trick that's used commonly in this game, and it's actually pretty easy to learn. If you know the few things you need to know, it really isn't hard at all.
And it skips a lot. It skips this whole level.
Yeah. I think this is like the most egregious use of life force doors in this entire game, like just improperly designed. Like you only have to kill the bottom 3 drones. We can just run up the spiral now and not kill any of these drones. We can just run by them. They're not very good at killing us, so.
They do sometimes knock you off the platform, which really sucks.
Yeah, there is.
So you have to be kind of careful when you're running by them not to run into them, because sometimes, for whatever reason, when you run into a drone in this game, it'll like send you like flying.
Yeah, I call it a Hess. Other people don't call it that. I think people call it.
Yeah, it's basically like a Hess. Yeah.
People call them like pressure pushes or something like that. I'm not sure.
Pressure. Yeah.
It seems really random. Basically, if you like collide with an enemy and you're taking damage, depending on like what direction they're moving, or like if there's a wall between you or something. We're not really sure what it's caused by, but they can just launch you. Like, you can get launched pretty far sometimes, but that was the whole level because we just skipped like 80% of it. So
now we're going to Cerulean, which is like both like a really fun planet and also a really boring planet, depending on which section you're in.
Yeah. The beginning is really tricky, so I'm going to try not to distract myself by talking. It's not that tricky, but it's one of those situations where there's a bunch of ants and they can just run by you, and if they run by you, they're running very far away. You have to chase them. So they're all shielded
too, so you have to like kind of shoot around their shields to hit them. So it's really easy to like just get stuck on their shield, and then like they just run by you, and then it's just like a whole mess to like go back and clean them up.
Yeah, if the ants don't have shields, you can just let auto aim do all the work. Just kind of run at them, and the game will just automatically shoot at them if you just pull the trigger. But if they have any sort of shield, especially the tall ones, you really have to get behind them and use manual targeting and stuff. It gets really annoying. Yeah, we have to, for some reason, collect gold bars here to appease one of the mole brothers, so we can get the tri-rockets for Vela. Fish face.
But yeah. So if you did the game in the correct order, Fish Face would tell you that he's gonna sell you the tri-rockets on Cerulean. But since we skipped segment, we didn't get that.
Come on. Hit. I think the worst part about this is you only have 100 machine gun ammo, so you not only do you
kind of relying on the guns they drop.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't even drop guns, and sometimes they'll drop guns and just throw them super far away from you.
Every once in a while they'll throw them straight to you too, though. But
I did get the gold behind the ship, right? I did not forget that. Really hope I did.
I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. I'm really bad at forgetting. They for some reason like to put collectibles right next to the launch pads, and yeah, it's just evil. Really evil game design.
Yeah, this level is pretty egregious with the tribals, where they put the last two tribals behind the final takeoff pad.
Oh my gosh,
and
yeah.
You probably wouldn't even look back there if you didn't know.
I haven't done any % in months, and yeah, that is super annoying when that happens. But I've so many times I've been on like a decent 80% run, and I just run into the ship, and then I'm like, oh my god, what have I done? You have to do the whole level again. It's basically a reset guaranteed. But yeah, a lot of people compare it to Hyrule Field. It's just like this big open area for some reason.
Not even a bunch. It's only like a couple.
Yeah, but
yeah.
People like theorize like, oh yeah,
really.
there was supposed to be vehicles or something, but it's like, I don't know. If there was not going to be vehicles, like maybe you could have cut down the big open space with no enemies a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, we're
it's kind of weird.
Hopefully get the tri-rockets here, as long as I didn't mess up. All right, perfect.
You got him, yeah. So we need the tri-rockets. I mean, obviously they're useful, but it actually wouldn't even let us through the next door unless we had them. So
yeah, it's just it's a hard check. There's just a gate that doesn't open unless you have the tri-rockets. They didn't even try to make up like a reason, like, which is kind of funny because you have
nope, you gotta have them.
Yeah, you have the machine gun doors where there's like this like specific switch they designed where you have to shoot a certain speed, but this one they're just like, nah, you just need the tri-rockets. You can't go without that. Sorry.
Yeah, I believe it does that in Tofret too when you get them from Jeff.
All right, so we're just gonna ignore these guys because they don't matter, and move through here into the tunnels, which is actually a really fun part of the speedrun. I'm a huge fan of this part. It's one of those like
just
parts
like a shoot 'em up.
Yeah, you just kind of blast bugs, which is like the best part of this game. Of course,
there's the yellow key.
Yeah.
Which you'll use just to open up a few chambers up here.
I think it's mostly just used for ammo, like capacity.
Yeah,
upgrades and
well, it's
builds.
capacity upgrades. Yeah, since we want to try to get our tri-rocket capacity quite a bit higher, so we can face the boss later.
Yeah, theoretically you could skip getting the homing missiles too, but they're just so useful. It's like it's kind of dumb not to get them.
Yeah, you'd probably lose time overall if you didn't have them.
Yeah, it'll be like a 20-30 strat maybe.
So he's gonna try to like kill all these guys as he runs towards the door over here. He got most of them there, but they kind of spin around these pillars as you run this way, so you can kind of usually clean them up before you get there.
Yeah, luckily they're like a pre-programmed path, so they're not like flying around randomly. You can just kind of know how they move.
Yeah,
and you're good to go.
Although they do seem random the first time you come through there, because it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, starting out, I'd definitely use the homing missiles in that room.
So he's just going to try to kill all these drones in these tunnels here, try to pick up machine gun ammo from their guns whenever possible.
I hope that guy died.
Because he still only has... if you're not actively picking those up.
Oh.
One more.
This is another area where
this is one of those
pretty good at managing your ammo too. Like you have to have like specific spots where you use your tri-rockets and your homing missiles and make sure you pick up all the ammo crates you need. And these guys really are trying to run by me, but we're not going to let that happen.
Yeah, you have to be kind of quick in that area because you want to go in and collect the capacity upgrades and the ammo, but those drones want to run to like the other side, and it's kind of slow to have to go back and clean them up.
That went pretty good.
Well done. I kill myself like in that area all the time, just shooting tri-rockets.
Gotta hit the practice mod.
Yeah.
Shockingly enough, we have a community of like 4 people, but we do have a practice mod, which is pretty cool. It's kind of
thanks to Mr. Jimmy 1717.
Yeah, it's still
1717.
Still very much in development, but there's a lot of useful tools. Like you can reset rooms and save certain flags and ammo counts and stuff like that. It makes practicing so much better because otherwise there's literally no other way to practice the game besides like playing through a section of the game on like a save file and then like not saving and then reloading that save file again, copying it over.
So yeah, I have multiple save files for practice. I need to get an effort drive so I can get that ROM.
Alright, so that's pretty much the end of the level here. We just have to run through to our ship. Get an epic boost off this larva, hopefully. Ah, Sag.
I got like stuck in that yesterday when I tried jumping at it.
Really?
Yeah. I like got stuck and then it bounced me back a little bit. I don't know how that happened, but...
Alright, so we're headed to I-Core, which is kind of Mizar's military base. It's, I guess, an entire planet. I'm not really sure, but either way, it's a big military base. There's lots of drones, lots of big guys, lots of dudes with shields. And it's actually a pretty difficult level. There's some tricky platforming, and there's also a really long room at the end that's very common to die at the end of, which loses you like a minute and a half if you die there. And you can commonly get sent all the way back if you, maybe killed yourself earlier or something like that. But
yeah,
we'll try not to.
You can die twice without game overing in this. So if you die 3 times, you get sent right back to the start pad here.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Whew. I was a little bit nervous about that. I changed from the... Some people will just auto-aim the tri-rockets there and hope for the best. It suggested that I start manual targeting there, so I tried it, but...
Yeah, I usually do auto-aim, I think, but I don't know. I've had trouble with both of them.
If you haven't noticed yet, this game sometimes runs at like 5 FPS, which makes your depth perception really, really fun when you're trying to do platforming on objects that blend in with the background. I have lots of excuses.
One thing about platforming in this game too is it's kind of hard just because the characters really have like a weird way of like stepping forward a few times after they land.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it really easy to slide off of things, and also their grab on edges can be kind of like arbitrary. Sometimes they just won't grab. So he's trying real hard not to die here by...
Yeah,
via tri-rocket.
Yeah, I'm really glad that it hit. I pulled the trigger, and I should not have pulled the trigger. Just say that. But we lived. We didn't die.
So yeah, he's got a health upgrade there, thankfully, and then the full tri-rocket ammo. No.
What?
I think you got one somewhere. Thought I heard him.
Guess I did not count very well. I don't understand. Oh, there he is.
There he is, yeah.
That's the fun part.
Those ones can juke you a bit.
They can just run around the opposite direction, and then they can change directions whenever they feel like it. So sometimes they get away from you a little bit, unfortunately. Where'd this guy go? Who knows?
Yeah, so there should be 4 of the shield drones in here. They'll take out with tri-rockets.
I didn't kill a tribal.
There goes another tribal.
Didn't happen.
He didn't happen. Said on the screen, Saren.
Nope. I would never do that.
We have evidence of your crimes.
Please jump. So this level's actually pretty
here we're gonna run by these.
But luckily we can just kind of jump and avoid falling off, which is kind of OP. Not gonna lie, when I found out you could do that, I was kind of mind blown.
Yeah. Yeah, you're expected just to like try to time them right.
Yeah.
Which is really hard. But if you jump right as it's pushing you off, you can kind of land back on the platform again.
All right, this room is evil. That's all I'll say.
So yeah, this is probably one of the harder rooms in the game. Definitely like the hardest platform room. You're supposed to like take this way all the way around, but if we line up these 2 platforms just right, we can jump. We can pretty much just skip a lot of them.
All right.
Puzzle parts of that room.
Yeah, it took a little bit of extra time setting it up, but I did not want to have to rerun through that room. It's very disheartening when you fall.
Yeah, as long as you don't fall down, I call that a good room.
This is that really long room that I was talking about. We got a lot of ground to cover, and yeah, it's very easy to die at the end, so we'll try not to do that.
Yep, so we only have to kill enemies at the end of this, so we're just going to ignore all the enemies leading up. Hopefully not take too much damage from them. Sometimes like we'll jump to like try to avoid some of these bullets in here.
Yeah.
So they all spawn in like a single spot over there, so what he's going to try to do is try to kill him with the tri-rockets as he runs forward. It can be a little dangerous sometimes because you take damage from tri-rockets as you're shooting them because some of them hit the ground.
Yeah, we couldn't really see, but there's actually 2 like minigun turrets also shooting at you across that bridge. So not only are you trying not to blow yourself up while trying to blow up the enemies, you're also trying to dodge 2 minigun turrets. So that was actually pretty good.
So there are a lot of things trying to kill you here.
Oh, I should probably.
Did you die twice here? Or? Oh, okay.
No, I just forget.
Yeah, a lot of times
we'll just collect these. It's fine.
Yeah, a lot of times we'll just blow ourselves up to re-heal here. It's easy to accidentally forget that you died twice already in this level or something, and then reset the whole level.
Yeah. We'll just pretend like it's a really dangerous boss, and I want to save all my lives. These 2 bugs are going to laugh at us for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes while this boss
7 hours
gets ready.
Or so.
Yeah. They really tried with the cinematics in this game. It's probably impressive in 1999, but it's quite dated at this point. The pacing is a little bit off, we'll say that.
They're still pretty fun. I think we get a little bit more tired of them just because we see them so often, but
yeah, I'm definitely like one of the last person to like complain about cutscenes and speedrunning. I think they're pretty good in general. It gives you a break. If there's like a speedrun that you do, like I've done a lot of speedruns where it's like literally no breaks, like non-stop SM64, where it's like instant resets, no cutscenes. You can get into a mode where it's just like go time all the time. So having those breaks is like super good for like your mental and like literal physical health. But yeah, these are a little bit long. But it gives us plenty of time to, you know, shout out ESA for putting on these awesome events and raising lots of money for Alzheimer's Fonden, which is pretty dope. What's their donation total at? It's like 55K. That's pretty sick. Pretty dope.
Awesome.
Appreciate everybody at home donating to that. You are very cool and epic. Yay! The crowd goes wild. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just us. Did you see how long we watched that bug like waddling towards us? It's not just a speedrunner thing.
Oh no, it's right behind you.
Oh no.
So this is Lurg. Most part, it's pretty straightforward, but you'll probably see that at the end when it's flying around frantically, it's a little weird. So he's gonna move to the left to dodge those maggots that explode there.
Those do a lot of damage.
Left arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to get hit by that like more than once.
At all. Like
yeah,
you can literally die to like one wave of those maggots, to be honest. I'm not sure if that's actually real, but it feels like it.
They do a lot of damage, yeah. So we destroyed the arms and the whatever you call that back portion, and then she's got smaller arms that's got guns on them. You have to kind of shoot each gun.
Yeah.
So try to use the machine gun and take those out.
Yep.
It can be a little weird.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Sometimes I'll just spam the tri-rocket at them. So now we got to try to hit the head. For some reason, the head doesn't seem to take much damage when the maggots are on the
oh my gosh
on the platform.
Stop. No.
Luckily, and she kind of flies around like crazy. There we go. Yeah.
Luckily, she can't really damage this much.
It's hard to aim. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets really, really, really dangerous with time loss.
Like, there's no pattern to her flying there. It just kind of goes randomly all over the place. So it's really hard to predict where you're gonna have to shoot.
Yep.
That's why we usually use the homing missiles on there. Unfortunately, you had to use those for the guns because they were being tricky.
Yeah, Lurg's hitboxes are just super weird. Like most of the bosses, they like sparkle or whatever when they're like you can hit them, and Lurg's just kind of like I don't know. You can hit Lurg whenever the game feels like you can hit Lurg.
Yeah, especially that head. I don't think we've quite figured out exactly how the mechanics for that work.
I think Jimmy might know. I don't know. Jimmy knows everything, but like I think an explanation that I heard one time was like you can damage the head, but then it like once it reaches like a certain threshold, you have to like finish it. I don't know. It's very strange.
Yeah.
This is
one of my favorite cutscenes in the game.
Yeah. Actually, did
like look at that shot.
This is where we meet the doggo. So we got Lupus, finally, which is probably one of the coolest characters in a video game ever. He's a dog you can control that has guns strapped to his back and rocket pack feet. So kind of hard to explain, but you can like hover fly with Lupus, which is pretty cool.
He also gets a tank eventually that he rides in.
Yeah.
You won't really see much of that in this run, but
yeah, unfortunately.
Also another cool part of him.
Fortunately, not going to see that yet. But yeah, this is when we're introduced to the spawn ship. So this is Lupus's first level, which we're going to see shortly. And yeah, Lupus is the only one fast enough to jump on the spawn ship. So we're going to let him go ahead.
Vela's going to cover him with some fire here.
Yep. And they somehow don't know he's there. And all the ants disappeared.
She killed all the witnesses.
Yep. The funny part is, like, in those cutscenes, they can kill, like, as many ants as they want, and they take out a whole army, but then they get kidnapped by, like, 3 or 4 ants at the beginning, so... plot elements.
There was a big purple one in there. True. At the beginning. So this will be Vela's last planet before Mizar 1, or Mizar's Palace. So after she flies away into the distance, we'll switch to Lupus.
Yeah, Lupus's planets are all pretty tricky. Spawn ship's pretty self-explanatory. Rithesa can have some pretty rough moments, but yeah, Eshbone is definitely a really hard planet. Has the hardest boss fight by far.
So again, he's gonna get the machine gun here right away, and then he wants to pick up some tokens here for later, because we'll probably explain that later.
Yeah, we don't want to get glitched platform. That's for sure.
Yeah. So a couple more capacities, and then he did not set up for it, but he still got it. He still got it.
Oh, that is
You can kill all those.
Is 100% free
You
as
kill
long
all
as you
those-
remember that's the room you're going into.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always on my machine gun and
Yeah,
ready for
you're
it, but
prepared.
yeah,
I just kind of YOLO a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be super honest. This game is.
but yeah, you can kill those really fast because I think one explodes and kills the other one, something like that. Then if you turn right away in this room, you can land on that platform, which you got a little close.
Yeah.
Then
little
you just
too
have to
YOLO.
kill these two drones to open the door.
For some reason, I have a really hard time like memorizing which rooms after each other in spawn ship. Like I always get them kind of mixed up. It's kind of a disaster, to be quite honest.
I feel like I had that problem for a long time, and I just recently gotten better at it, I think.
I mean, it's really bad at 90% because you have to like remember where to drop down, and this level's kind of like
Yeah, I think learning the tribal route with Vela helps a lot. Because you're kind of all over the place.
playing a little bit safe here, setting up my strafing angles because, like I said before, if you fall down, like it's basically you have to restart the level, like, or you just like,
It's faster
run
just
for a
to
long
reload
time.
the planet. Or the ship, I guess, in this case.
Yeah. Gonna collect the yellow key here and then just run to the end of the level. There's not much else for us to do here.
Yeah, and Lupus's only use for that key is just getting through this level.
Oh, it's a good example right there. All right.
Yeah, so pretty quick level overall. Ruth S is also going to be pretty quick, and then Eshbone's going to take quite a while.
Now we're gonna fly through it. Okay. So Rithesa is not too difficult of a level. There's not a lot of setups where you have to kill certain drones or like ammo counting or anything like that. But there is one.
Remember the capacity, by the way.
Oh yeah, true. There is one sort of skip. It's not really like a glitch or anything. You just kind of jump on top of a box and do a precise jump. It can be tricky because the box does explode if it takes too much damage, and all the ants around you are going to be shooting at you. So if we miss it like 2 or 3 times, it could be a disaster, but we'll see. All right, so we're going to collect the homing missiles here at the beginning. And I will say this level probably has one of the best aesthetics in the entire game. It's got a really cool like graphical design, and the music is very epic. So
Yeah, it's definitely like a community favorite level from what I've heard from everyone.
And the any percent portions too are really fun. That's one thing about this game is that you'll kind of like play through this game casually, and get through all the planets, and you'll be like, man, there's a lot of levels in this game. And then you realize your actual objectives, and then you realize there's like 8 back rooms that you haven't seen in each level, and like a different pathway you didn't take, and there's like a mini game hidden behind the corner and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, it really opens up.
what you see in Mizar 1 is
Dude.
definitely not, the full extent of this game by any stretch of the imagination.
So there's kind of some hidden capacity crates down there. He's gonna get, fly over here.
If karma serves me right, I will die on this jump coming up. Because I've been bullying Fultz for like, I don't know, a week or so. Because he called this jump like, I don't remember what you called it, but
I called it risky.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna die here, but I deserve it.
Basically, the problem sometimes when flying is that since this game lags so much, it kind of makes Lupus drop a lot with each.
Oh my gosh! No
Yeah.
way.
Like that. So
Not risky.
that's because like it lags while like a lot in that room because there's a lot of enemies, and
Oh man,
Lupus will drop further if there's more lag in the room.
I thought I could counter curse myself. Didn't work.
Um,
Kind of.
that's one thing in this game too. You can't really reduce lag by looking away from objects like you can in a lot of N64 games. For some reason, that just doesn't work. You can reduce it by like killing some of the drones, but that's basically it.
Okay, that will work. 100%.
I believe. Yeah, there you go.
You know, I say
Yeah,
it's
so
not
that's
risky, but
been
then
my
I land
experience
right
with
on
that.
the edge.
Yeah, so that was my experience with that. Was that first jump? Nice, that was fast there. He shoots homing missiles at those right away because it'll kill a lot of them as they're spawning in, and then you can just clean up with the machine gun.
Yeah, the thing about killing those flying drones early is they're all really bunched up, and not only does the explosion damage obviously do like, you know, AoE damage, but also everyone that explodes does AoE damage, so kind of like a big bomb. That's why sometimes you'll see certain strats where you'll clear an entire like group of them in one shot and they'll just all explode. Surely we'll get the box jump though.
Yeah, here we go. You got it.
Oh my goodness.
Like a trick that's like a little bit harder on N64 because of lag too. Uh-oh.
It's fine.
Don't.
It's not fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I believe. All right. I'm not even gonna try that again.
We're taking the wrong way. Yeah.
That would literally, it would just explode if I stepped on it.
So yeah, normally you'd skip a lot of this area, but hey, they get the scenic tour. We're doing it for the marathon.
The game literally seems laggier than it usually is. I'm not sure if I'm envisioning this or.
I think this is about right. This room is pretty freaking laggy.
I don't know, man. My N64 isn't melting. I mean, this is a lot of processing power here on the table, so I would understand.
This game definitely pushes N64 to its absolute limit. I feel like it could have benefited from using the expansion pack.
I don't think the expansion pack would have helped. I mean, it's just like, it's struggling to even like perform.
Yeah.
It's not even like a memory issue, but either way, we are at the end of the level here. So one way or another, we have reached the end objective. There's another hidden capacity crate here behind us, so we're going to grab that because there's a pretty difficult boss coming up at the end of this next level, and we definitely want all the ammo we can get, just in case.
Yeah, and you kind of want to have some ammo afterwards, too, for the next level. So it's good to have as much as you can for this part. Edgepone's another pretty hard level. There's a lot of drones you have to kill, and there's some like kind of awkward spots.
A little bit nervous for this level after Rathesa, I'm not going to lie, because this is like the actual hard level. But we'll see. That means that I'm just going to ace this one, hopefully.
Yeah, you got it. So this level starts off as a lava planet, but very quickly we're going to be not in a lava area anymore.
No. So yeah, up
Getting the full health there.
Up to this door, there is a giant worm, and we're just going to jump into his mouth. I guess somebody at Rare played Ocarina in Time and got inspired, so we're just going to traverse through this giant worm for the rest of the level.
Yeah, so the idea here is trying to conserve ammo, but also like taking out everything down as fast as possible. It kind of most of the enemies in here are the flying drones, but there are a few groups of the normal drones. I forget what they actually call these ones.
I'm not gonna lie.
Rhino drones, right?
This like area got so much easier when I found out that the entire time I was doing it before, I was missing 50 machine gun ammo the whole time. So.
Oh yeah, it helps.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, had one run behind him here, which you don't really want, but
yeah.
kind of got unlucky. Yeah, hopefully, like, you would normally start shooting machine gun, it would kind of like stop them from moving. This room can be kind of weird too. You kind of are hoping that your homing missile walks onto these guys up here. Sometimes you can get it quick and you'll just mow them down, but other times they'll like to run back and forth and dodge your stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't even see them. Where are they?
Is there one laying on the ground up there, maybe?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Sometimes that happens too. Just shoot a rocket, yeah. Yeah, there it was, yep.
Yeah, you know, when you get hit by a rocket and then you just kind of lay on the ground alive for a while, it's typical.
Yeah, happens.
How that works. So this is kind of another section like Cerulean Tunnels where we have a lot of like really fast-paced like shooting and tons of enemies everywhere, close quarters combat sort of thing. So we're just going to run through this alleyway here. Hope we don't take too much damage. Hope we kill all of the bugs. And the reason why we're running through and then running backwards is because this is, for some reason, the only room in the game where once you reach a certain point, there's enemies that spawn behind you. And not only do they spawn behind you, but you also have to kill them to progress. So it's kind of an annoying portion.
Yeah. It's very weird how it's only here that it does that. So try to use the rest of his homing missiles to take out those guys quick. And then there's some flying guys. Good. And then a couple more flying guys. And there's one big purple guy back here that he's going to hit with the tri-rocket. That was really good.
Yeah, I'm shocked that I shot the homing missiles at those dudes and they actually died. 90% of the time I shoot the homing missiles and all of them miss. The homing missiles don't home very well. They like to just fly around. Ooh, okay. I'm glad I didn't take a lot of damage. But
nice.
They like to just fly around in circles for some reason. Not sure why.
Yeah, they are at least not, at least not like super reliable. But they're the best thing we got in a lot of cases.
Okay. So we're through probably about half of Eshbone here now. I think probably the roughest part about these tunnels is that you're using tri-rockets a lot of time in like extremely close quarters, so it's super easy just to underestimate how much damage you're taking and just dying, and obviously
especially because at this point right now you don't have any health upgrades, so you really have like the lowest amount of health you could. In any percent, a lot of times we collect one before this, but yeah, Mizar 1, we're going fast.
I don't have tri-rockets. We've got a couple more rooms here to clear. They're not too difficult, luckily, so we should be fine making it through with this much health. But we do have a really difficult boss coming up. Lots of time loss potential, so we'll see if we can do our best there. Come on. Did he die? Okay, good. It's probably the worst part about the not dead yets is they can look like they're dead, but they don't die, so then you'll like turn around when they're already dead, because you feel like you have to make sure that you've actually cleared the room. Come on. Okay. Who didn't die?
I think you got him. I think it's just the ones up top.
Oh, come on.
There is that capacity behind you if you need it. You got it. You got it.
Not very much coming up here. We should be totally fine. Although that's what I said on Rethesa when I said I was going to make that. So, maybe not the strat, but if I die here,
I love that happened on the marathon run.
I'm just going to retire if I die at the end of this level here. It's not possible. Okay. This guy wants to go with us. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes these ones in this tunnel here
I almost died. I'm not even... I can't believe this. Okay, we're fine. It's fine.
A lot of times we'll like shoot those two with tri-rockets to just get rid of them.
I always just run by.
But
I've never had one chase me that far.
Oh, really? Yeah. I've a lot of times see them in there.
All right, so we are getting every capacity upgrade or crate there and tons of life. So that means we are headed up to a boss fight, which I've been kind of alluding to here. So we're gonna come out the rear end of this worm here, you know, the backside, and yeah, watch a interesting cutscene. Yeah, that's a door. Don't mind that. But basically, we're gonna be greeted by a boss, and he's going to chase around a tribal for about 8 years, and then we're going to fight a boss.
Yeah, this is probably one of the cutscenes that are most egregious for just being way too long for no reason. I say this and the pyramid one coming up are probably
don't spoil the pyramid.
Worst.
That's the most
interesting
interesting part
of the best cutscene. Sorry. Yeah, this is gonna be. I'd say this is probably the hardest boss in the game. Like Mizar 2 can be a little weird sometimes, but this one just seems like you have to have the most like good aim, I guess.
Yep.
And timing.
And the thing about it too is that, you know, if you miss a shot or two, not only do you miss the cycle, but a lot of times it'll like trigger a cycle where you can't even do anything. Like there's nothing you can shoot at to actually damage. You're just dodging projectiles. So optimally, we're not going to get any of those. And just
yeah, missing a single shot is really just like a giant time loss.
So yeah, this bear is in trouble. We got to save him. I think this is the biggest like scary part of me for like running this in a marathon. Isn't even that like the tricks are hard, or I might lose time, or I might die. It's literally that I have to watch this cutscene and also think of things to talk about while watching them. Like, like this one, it's like you could even like narrate it and be like, "Oh my gosh, the tribal, he's scared. We have to save him." And there's a mantis. There's 2 mantises. What's going on? Later ones, it's literally you're just watching a pyramid for like 3 minutes.
It's worth it to point out too that tribal actually doesn't exist. Once you save him at the end here, you don't have to go collect him or anything. He's just not actually counted as part of the tribals. He just disappears.
Just part of the plot. All right, so the stage is finally set. And we are ready to take on the Mechantus, which is, I think, the scariest boss. I used to think, I don't know, Mizar 2 is also really scary, but not part of...
Mizar 2 has a little bit better setup, at least, I think. But, yeah, this one, you just really have to be good at timing your shots. So, first one we have to take out is his right arm here.
And that's scary. I don't like that I missed that first one, because if we miss that on the second phase that he does that sort of arm cannon thing, then we have to get one of those horrible long phases where we can't do anything. So let's see if we can get it here. I might just spam try rockets, honestly. Like, I really don't want to miss it. Oh, let's go. First shot.
Nice. First shot, yeah. So then we take out this guy's left arm here.
I was sure I was going to watch that. I don't even care.
Oh, man. I can't believe that.
Totally fine.
But, yeah, at least on this one, you can shoot it over there.
Yep.
The other one, he would have hopped to the left, and then you'd have to wait a whole cycle, and then he'd hop back.
They literally just...
So now we got to take out their tails. Each of their tails can be destroyed with 2 tri-rockets. You kind of have to be... You kind of have to shoot, like, well ahead of before they bring them out to actually get both tri-rockets in. So it can be a little bit difficult to time sometimes. There we go. Yeah, so now it's just their heads you have to hit. I guess their chest and head area. And you can get 3 tri-rocket shots in and kill them fast, but it's kind of hard to nail it.
You can do 3? I didn't know that. I've always
yeah,
2.
yeah. It'll kill them really fast if you hit them with all the tri-rockets. But yeah, 2 is the easiest to do. So there, we got one of them. But now he's just gonna switch to homing missiles and try to clean up the other one here, which shouldn't take long. He just kind of sits there and spams the same move.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I kind of use more homing missiles there than I'd want. We need homing missiles coming up on the next level, but...
Yeah, you should be fine as long as you have over 10. I mean, even under 10 you can do it, because there's 4 of those guys and it takes 2 for each.
Well, the good news is that we have a lot of health. The next, portion of the game isn't super health intensive, but if you're low on health, you can die, and it does lose a significant chunk of time, because this should sort of be like the home stretch, right? There's not any huge boss battle. I'm sorry. There's the final boss battle. I shouldn't spoil that.
No, the epic, yeah. The
Very
final boss battle.
Very epic and hard to beat final boss. All right.
Yeah, you got a ton of machine gun too, so you're good.
Yep. So we have finally gotten all of our characters to Mizar's palace. Gonna have to head in all sorts of different directions here. We have 3 different landing paths. We have to find 3 different paths to the center. But I think we can manage. I think we can find our way. Hopefully.
Jimmy just asked me if you're gonna do the Life Force door skip here.
Oh my gosh. Jimmy would. I should have learned the setup so I could at least tease it. Jimmy would get so excited. Oh, well. It's fine.
So yeah, there's a way to jump up and walk on the seam of the wall and fly over the Life Force door, but it's only barely faster than just killing all the drones, and it's really hard to do.
Yeah, there's a couple skips in this game that are kind of similar to the skip on Segment, where you get around a door that you're not supposed to, just using platforming or a little bit of out of bounds. Jimmy's the only person in the community that even bothers going for them, because they're either risky or just don't save that much time and all. This one saves no time basically.
Yeah, I think he just goes for them for swag points and races and stuff. So we just got 4 of these big guys to kill here. Oh, that one didn't like that.
Yeah, he didn't want to die. I think he's still not dead.
Nope, he's not. So it should only take 2. Sometimes the homing missiles can be a little weird. But he can finish him off with the machine gun pretty well. Or pistol, whatever he wants to do.
Gotta disrespect him a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit of disrespect.
Alright, so now we're gonna get the night vision goggles, which are definitely super important and not just a gimmick used only in this level by Lupus.
Yeah, I don't know if they're intending on adding more with this, but
definitely have
basically it's just an effect. Yeah.
It literally just turns your screen green. If you take damage, you can literally see that this entire area is actually well lit. It's just normally lit. They just put a big green.
I think it's all white, right?
I think it's just
the walls.
I can't really tell. I'd have to freeze frame it. I've never done that.
I think Jimmy might have posted a picture of what it actually looks like before. So he's gonna collect this tri-rocket ammo here to use for the big final hard boss.
Yeah, we're gonna need rockets because he's very difficult. You need all the firepower.
Difficult, yeah, super difficult.
This level does have very nice aesthetics as well. It definitely feels like it's gearing up for the final push, even though technically it really isn't. But we don't know that yet. Oh, okay, nice Hess.
So yeah, sometimes you can get lucky and get pushed in the right direction by those drones, and you can move just a little bit faster. But it's kind of hard to predict, so we can't really use it for much.
Yeah, hopefully there's no skips found where you have to get one of those and push yourself through a door or something, because that would
have to lure one somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that would honestly be
yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
Any category where that was found. I'm so tempted to appease Jimmy and Canaris and just kill some tribals, but I'm gonna hold myself.
You gotta
back.
stand with your morals.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we get glitched pad here. All right, good.
So yeah, one thing about these Floyd pads it doesn't really tell you is that they require a Mizar token, so you have to have one here. It's gonna do the Saren route.
This one's for Jimmy.
So this is Floyd, which was that robot we saved back in Hofret. You remember? Oh, okay. Yep.
Fine.
Optimal. Yeah.
That's why you don't do that route. It's also slower, but we don't talk about that.
So a normal playthrough, you'd probably play a lot of these Floyd missions where you have to fly him through a tunnel or something and collect items. This is the only one required in Mizar 1, and then in any percent, there's one more required. But I guess there's two more required in any percent. That's pretty much the only time we'll use Floyd here. And this is the
amazing cutscene.
The one we were talking about before, the amazing pyramid cutscene.
Yeah, this is the cutscene where if you're smart and you're doing it in a marathon, you're gonna prepare some sort of script or like funny joke. I think Pinaris was bullying me. He's like, "Oh, you need to do something funny. Like you need to get up from your chair and like go get like popcorn or something." And I'm like, I don't want to like harass the tech team.
I think that was for the even longer cutscene later, but yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple cutscenes right at the end of the run where, if we're doing races, like people will literally just go like make food. They'll like go like reheat some like dinner from last night and just come back and talk about
what Jimmy did last time. Yeah.
We'll talk about what we're eating for dinner. You know, it's a nice little family style dinner time.
Although I would say that in any percent, it's nice having the long cutscenes in the middle to like take a little bit of a break before you do the last portion of the game.
Oh, it's fantastic for any percent because you can like literally like go to the bathroom, you know, get a snack, whatever you need. In Mizar 1, it's a little bit disrespectful. That's why I said it was a little bit controversial because we have all this gameplay and then we have like, you know, a ton of cutscenes and then we have a very epic boss fight. But yeah, here's Mizar's Palace, which is inside of Mizar's Palace. I'm not sure which one's Mizar's Palace, but, you know, there's this big pyramid that lands for some reason, and it has all of our symbols on it. So we've got to get each respective Jet Force member into their door in Donkey Kong 64 fashion to progress.
See if Saren remembers which way to go.
Oh my god.
Have you practiced enough?
Yes, I have been running this category. Don't worry. Imagine if I ran the wrong way. That'd be so fun. Never get accepted to a run at ESA ever again.
Yeah, remember to equip tri-rockets.
True.
Yeah. If you don't equip them here, you can lose some time on the final boss battle here.
Yeah, you can switch to it in time if you're quick about it. But yeah, that was a pretty exhilarating piece of gameplay there before we get another fantastic cutscene. So naturally, when you're in your enemy's like main headquarter base where you're trying to murder them, you want to stand on the ominous-looking platform in the center of the room and just let it take you wherever it takes you. That's definitely a good strategy. And let me remind you,
gotta wait.
This is the enemy headquarters. There's their insignias all over their walls. There's ants everywhere and like hieroglyphics. Remember that for later. It definitely makes sense.
He's like, might as well because I have to wait for Juno and Bella anyway. So let's just see what this is about.
Stand on the ominous glowing platform. Makes a lot of sense. It is pretty epic though.
I remember I really loved this music back as a kid. I mean, it's still awesome now, but this was like, I think I'd only seen this cutscene a few times, so I was like, oh, this is awesome.
I mean, the game's soundtrack in general is really good. You know, all Rare games around this time like have that special like Rare magic, and this game is no exception. It's really good soundtrack, really good environments and all that.
We're gonna select Juno here, but we're not gonna play as him yet. We're actually gonna do another one of the.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna select Bella from the map again because this will again allow us to skip a cutscene that we normally wouldn't be able to.
That's another thing that I'm notorious for not realizing till way too late. I think until I had like a 128 or something, or like 129, I would just watch the cutscene at the beginning of the Vela portion because I had no idea. It's
yeah,
like
I think
40
it's like
the time save.
Yeah, 30, 40, yeah, something like that. And then Bella's gonna swim underwater because that's her. I guess that's her special ability. I don't know if we talked about that yet. Each character has their own like special ability. Lupus obviously has the flying. Bella can swim underwater, and then Juno can walk on lava for some reason.
Yeah,
You'll see each of those kind of in these Mizar Palace levels.
Yeah, they have the powers to, you know, fly and breathe underwater and walk through lava, but they don't share that with each other. They got to be special.
Yeah, and that's kind of how after this portion of the game, once you unlock all the levels for everyone, then you go back to certain levels to with different characters to get to new areas.
Yeah, and that's the portion right there where if it was either the first or second place in this category, they would have murdered an entire family of tribals and we would have all cried. But
yeah, and they would laugh.
Yeah, they would literally laugh about it and be really happy. There's actually a pretty big divide in the community on whether or not tribals are our friends. It's kind of concerning. All right. So remember that cutscene we just watched? Let's just go ahead and watch it again. Let's just watch the same cutscene again. I think that should be a pretty good ending.
I think also originally you're probably intended to like, you know, get here with Juno and then bring him to the pyramid.
Yeah.
And then get here with Bella and bring her to the pyramid.
Yeah, it's definitely
instead of like all at once. So we're kind of doing it to ourselves a little bit. But this is the fastest way for us to do it.
I think one of the most interesting parts of this game's plot in general is that we're invading the enemy's base, right? We're getting all our dudes to the enemy's base, and we're, for some reason, standing, letting ourselves be taken captive. And then after we fight the boss here, for some reason we also get powered up and have like super suit jetpack suits, and also a broken down ancient ship that belongs to the tribals is apparently in the center now. So that's pretty interesting. So that's where we find the ship that we have to repair to somehow move faster than a asteroid flying through space. The writing team probably was on vacation when they made the script for this game, but you know.
they came up with whatever works to make the plot work or make the game continue.
I'm really giving Canaris ammo to bully me. I actually kind of felt offended the other day. I got a PB I was pretty proud of, and then like the next day, Canaris posted in the Discord, and he's like, "I think that my #1 recommendation to runners trying to get better at this game is to learn how to strafe run without running into walls." And I've never felt so personally attacked in my entire life. Like, but
yeah, the strafe running can feel a little awkward, and in some areas it's easy to run into walls, especially ones like where you have like walls on either side of you. I find it kind of easy to rub up against them.
I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. The controls in this game are completely archaic. They were never functional, and you have to be prepared to just fight through it if you want to enjoy this game. Like, nobody's going to like pick up this game and be like, "Man, I love the controls. Like, this is so tight." Like, you can see I'm like aiming here, and to turn, you basically have to turn your cursor all the way to the edge of the screen, and only then will it like kind of jitter over. And there's no real way to control how much it's turning over. It's
yeah.
a very
So
system.
When you let go of the joystick in this game, it actually moves the cursor back to the middle, which is kind of weird for a shooter. I don't remember if it's Perfect Dark or 007 do that.
Yeah, it's like GoldenEye aiming. You've got a
GoldenEye does that. Okay.
Yeah, if you hold R.
It's been a while since I played that.
It
Yeah.
like zooms in. Yeah, luckily we have the final cutscene here that we're gonna watch, or the final block of cutscenes. We're gonna kind of watch 2 in 1 here, where Juno's gonna stand on his Doomsday platform. We're also gonna meet Mizar for the first time.
Yeah, so basically this is gonna be the longest cutscene, and then after this we pretty much just have a final battle before time.
Yep, final epic battle. You'll definitely want to keep your eyes peeled for the battle because it's going to be very, very huge, very large.
Yeah.
But yeah, this cutscene definitely gives us enough time to sort of like close out the run, I think. Just, you know, give our final shout outs and stuff like that. Because, you know, we have a few minutes to spare. So I just want to say, you know, shout outs to the whole community, everybody that has routed this game and, you know, played it beforehand, figured out all the ins and outs, where to collect all the tribals in what order, because otherwise I would never be able to speedrun this game. Like, it is such a chore to figure out, you know, just memorizing where everything's at. So yeah, huge shout outs to the community for doing that, especially to Jimmy for creating the practice tool and a ton of guides. Anytime you go into the Discord and you ask for a guide or, you know, anything, we've been kind of praising Jimmy the entire run, but he definitely deserves it because literally anytime you're like, how do I do this, Jimmy? He's just like, here's an unlisted YouTube video that shows you exactly how to do it. It's like, okay, cool. And it's like 8 years old.
Yeah.
Like, Jimmy's been at it for
he's
like
kinda,
a long time.
He's the oldest, like, longest running member of the community. There are people that ran this game before him, but he's definitely the only one that's still doing stuff.
Yep. And of course, Canaris, the world record holder, is extremely helpful as well.
Yeah, the Canaris and Jimmy had been going back and forth and any percent in Mizar 1 for years before any of us even joined on. So
yep, we were still in diapers.
They're the godfathers of the game.
I mean, pretty much met the entire Jet. If you've been watching the stream, you've pretty much met the entire Jet Force Gemini community. So, you know, if you wanna be a part of that, I think Danu's active. There's a couple people like who've done a couple runs of the game as well. But yeah, we're always looking to grow the Jet Force family for sure. So definitely check out the speedrun.com page. There's actually a new 80%
our Discord
guide.
is probably the best.
Yep.
Yeah. Canaris just recently made a new, I guess just general how to play Jet Force Gemini video, but it definitely goes through the any percent route in a pretty easy to understand way.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking to get into any percent, that's like the way. Otherwise, if you just join our Discord, I mean, you can ask us anything about the game. Mizar 1 is definitely the easiest one to get into first, just simply because it's shorter.
Yeah, I was
click the tribal.
I was talking before about how like it's really difficult to memorize like all the tribals and where the ship parts are and what order to do everything for any percent. Mizar 1, you can literally just like pick up the controller. You've like played through the game like a little bit before, and you just kind of follow like where the game tells you to go, and you can like do a run pretty quickly, which is pretty cool. And I'll defend you if Jimmy bullies you in the Discord for collecting the plasma shotgun. So you don't have to worry about that. I also support watching the intro cutscene because the intro cutscene is actually super cool. I thought about like asking if I could watch it, but then I realized we're going to be watching like, I don't know, probably like 30% of the run of cutscenes anyways.
Yeah, that one's pretty long too. It's a really good cutscene. There's kind of like a theatrical element they were going for with a lot of this game, I think.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely supposed to be an experience, and it's our first interaction with Mizar here, who is sort of the evil mastermind behind the whole operation we're fighting against.
Yeah. Hit Juno with a spirit bomb.
Mm. I think this is my favorite part of the run. It's just really comical music because it just like builds up to like this epic like climax, and then there's like an awkward loading zone right in the middle. I just love it.
I kind of like how they did it. They have it like fade out and fade back in.
I think that was just an N64 made him do it type thing. I don't think that was even a decision.
Yeah, probably. They definitely intentionally made the music fade out, though.
All right, so the whole team is here to fight the final boss, which would be epic, right? You got 3 people against 1. It'd be a really fair fight. But unfortunately, Mizar has placed these really widely spaced columns that shoot fire out of the top. And Juno and Vela clearly could not just walk right between them. Only Lupus could fight the final boss because he's got jetpack.
Yes. It's the only way.
Yep, he's got to do it alone.
Yeah, it's funny because honestly, looking at this, it looks more like a Juno thing because he can walk through fire, and Lupus normally can't get that much height with his jump. So, but it is pretty cool that we get to fight him with the dog.
They needed an excuse to not explain away that you can't control 3 people.
Yeah.
All right, so definitely don't blink because you're gonna want to see these epic strats. If we get good RNG here, this fight should take about 2 seconds. So, yeah, the time will be coming up as soon as we blast the last bug.
Unfortunately, didn't get the best RNG.
Okay. As long as I don't blast the arms off, it's fine. Yeah, this is actually really bad RNG.
Yeah. Didn't get very lucky here.
Hey, we finally got the laser eyes.
Yeah, the laser eyes.
Yeah, that's time, by the way.
So that's time.
But yeah, if you get laser eyes immediately, you just try rocket him in the face 3 times and he dies, which is pretty comical ending. But either way, that is the end of the game, at least for us today. We will get a little bit of lore here as we do our final outro. We already kind of did our shout-outs, so I won't go through that whole spiel again, but I do see we have a donation from... I have no idea who could have donated $17.17. It could be someone whose name ends in 1717, but...
Yeah, no idea. Yeah.
Stubbsy donated $5. So hyped to see JFG getting some love. Good luck, Saren, and don't save the bears. Cañeras donated $17.17. Loved this game as a kid. Never beat it though, couldn't find all of the bears. Nintendo should totally do a remake. Much love from the JFG community. Put this toward killing the bears.
No! I didn't do it. I think I killed 2 bears on accident. Just for you, Cañeras.
Anonymous donated $5. No, you're epic.
Thank you, Anonymous. But yeah, this is basically the preface for the rest of the game. You got an asteroid gonna go blow up the Earth, and we have to collect a bunch of ship parts to rebuild this ship. Which, for some reason, it's faster to just travel around the galaxy for like 2 months while you try to find all the ship parts. Who knows why. But yeah, if you want to figure that out, go watch Any Percent on YouTube, or maybe wait for the next ESA. Maybe we'll get Any Percent in, or 100%, something like that. Maybe I can convince Cañeras to come across the pond. But yeah, that's all from us in the Jet Force Gemini community. Thank you, Fultz, for joining me on commentary from afar. Appreciate that.
Been a pleasure.
But yeah, I think that's it for Stream 2 tonight. So I'm guessing we're going to go over to Stream 1. So go support all the runners over there.
Thanks.
Bye.